The look you think means your dog feels guilty probably doesn't. And if you've been responding to that face the same way for years, you may have been misunderstanding one of the most important signals your dog gives. Most owners can picture it instantly. You walk into the room. Your dog lowers its head. The eyes seem bigger. It glances up without lifting its face. The ears flatten. The body looks smaller. It's called the puppy eyes look, and millions of people believe it means one thing: I know I did something wrong. But behavior science tells a very different story. Researchers studying dogs have found little evidence that this famous expression is a true sign of guilt. Instead, what you're often seeing is a response to you. Your posture, your voice, your facial expression, and even the way you enter the room all influence your dog's body language before you say a single word. That means your dog may not be confessing. It may simply be reading you. This changes everything, because once you stop asking, "What did my dog do?" and start asking, "What is my dog seeing in me?" that familiar look suddenly makes much more sense. The eyes are only one piece of the puzzle. Here's where many owners get tricked. Humans naturally focus on faces. Dogs don't. Canine communication is mostly about the entire body. Imagine the same soft-eyed look paired with a loose tail, relaxed muscles, and easy breathing. Now picture those same eyes with a tucked tail, a stiff body, pinned back ears, and slow movement. The eyes barely changed. The meaning completely did. Veterinary behaviorists and certified canine behavior professionals consistently emphasize that no single body signal should be interpreted on its own. Context matters. The whole body tells the story. So why do we keep getting fooled? Because our brains are wired to read human emotions into animal faces. And that's exactly where the biggest misunderstanding begins. The expression most people call guilty may actually be one of several completely different emotional states, and confusing them can change how your dog experiences you. One possibility is appeasement behavior. When dogs notice tension or potential conflict, they often display behaviors designed to reduce social pressure. They may lower their body, avoid direct eye contact, lick their lips, blink more slowly, or turn their head slightly away. None of these behaviors necessarily mean, "I know I broke the rules." Instead, they often communicate something closer to, "I don't want conflict." That's an important distinction. Dogs evolved alongside humans for thousands of years. Reading our emotional state became a survival advantage. Many dogs become remarkably skilled at detecting subtle changes in our facial muscles, tone of voice, and body movement. Sometimes they're reacting to your disappointment long before you've identified what upset you. Here's another surprising twist. The famous puppy dog eyes expression isn't just something dogs randomly make. Research has shown that many dogs raise their inner eyebrows more frequently when humans are paying attention to them. That movement makes the eyes appear larger and more infant-like to human observers. Scientists are still debating exactly why this behavior evolved, but one leading idea is that it strengthened communication between dogs and people over generations. In other words, your dog isn't necessarily trying to manipulate you, but evolution may have favored facial expressions that humans naturally respond to. That's fascinating, and a little unsettling, because what feels deeply emotional to us may actually be a highly effective communication signal. Now let's challenge another popular belief. People often say, "My dog looked guilty before I even found the chewed shoe." But memory can play tricks. Once you notice the damaged shoe, your brain immediately links your dog's expression to the evidence. Yet studies examining so-called guilty looks suggest those expressions are more closely connected to owner behavior than to whether the dog actually broke a rule. Some innocent dogs display the guilty look. Some dogs that did eat the sandwich don't. That's because the expression itself isn't a reliable confession. It's a social response. But if that famous look doesn't reveal guilt, what is your dog actually trying to tell you in that moment? The answer depends on several tiny signals that most owners never notice. Start with the ears. Pinned tightly backward can indicate uncertainty, concern, or an attempt to appear less threatening. Slightly relaxed ears are very different from ears pressed flat against the head. Then watch the tail. A wagging tail isn't automatically a happy tail. Speed, height, and stiffness all matter. A low, slow wag during a tense posture communicates something very different from a loose, sweeping wag with relaxed hips. Now notice movement. Does your dog freeze, walk slowly, approach in a curved path instead of directly? These details often reveal far more than the eyes alone. Professional trainers spend years learning to recognize these subtle combinations because behavior rarely comes from a single body part. There's another reason this misunderstanding matters. If owners assume the look means guilt, they may punish a dog after discovering something that happened minutes or even hours earlier. From the dog's perspective, the connection often isn't clear. Instead of learning, chewing tying the shoe was wrong, the dog may simply learn that people sometimes become unpredictable when certain objects appear. That uncertainty can increase stress without improving understanding. Modern, science-based training focuses on preventing unwanted behavior, rewarding desired behavior, and managing the environment instead of expecting dogs to connect delayed punishment with a past action. It's both more effective and kinder. So the next time your dog gives you that famous look, pause before jumping to conclusions. Look at the whole picture. Are the muscles loose or tense? Are the ears relaxed or pinned? Is the tail flowing naturally or tucked tightly? Is your own voice louder than usual? What happened immediately before the expression appeared? You may discover your dog isn't saying, "I'm guilty." They may be saying, "I'm unsure." Or, "You're acting differently." Or simply, "I'm trying to understand what's happening." Those are very different conversations. And once you learn to read that difference, something remarkable happens. You stop reacting to one expression and start listening to your dog's entire language. That's the real lesson behind the look most owners misread. Dogs don't communicate with facial expressions the way humans do. They communicate with combinations of posture, movement, muscle tension, ear position, tail carriage, eye contact, and context. The famous, guilty face isn't a reliable window into a dog's conscience. It's usually a window into the interaction happening right now. The next time your dog gives you that look, don't ask, "What did you do?" Ask, "What are you trying to tell me?" That one change can completely transform the way you understand your dog. So here's something to try today. The next time your dog looks at you with those famous puppy eyes, spend 5 extra seconds observing the ears, tail, posture, and your own behavior before deciding what the look means. You might notice signals you've overlooked for years. Now tell us in the comments, have you ever realized your dog's so-called guilty look happened even when they hadn't done anything wrong? And if you enjoy uncovering the hidden science behind everyday dog behavior, subscribe to Paw Theory, because the behaviors you think you know often have an entirely different explanation.